You're right on time for Hope TV Newswatch on this 15th day of September 2023. A very good evening to you and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Kennedy Kimani and my co-presenter tonight on the sign language interpretation is Boniface Murithi. Now, Azimio leader Raila Odinga has faulted the Kenya Kwanza government for the tough economic times that Kenyans are facing. While giving the scorecard for President William Ruto's 1 year in office today, Odinga termed the free fall of the Kenyan shilling as a great betrayal, saying that it has made the lives of Kenyans unbearable, adding that smaller traders importing goods from abroad have been forced to cough more because of the deteriorating shilling.
Inflation is driven by the cost of food and fuel. As long as the government has not resolved the price of food and fuel, the cost of living will not come down. No amount of fertilizer will lower the cost of food as long as the cost of fuel is unchecked. Diesel is one of the highest costs in farming. Even if you give the citizen a bag of fertilizer, but make it impossible for her or him to plow an acre of land, you have not solved the problem. Inequality between public and private schools is rising. The quality and capacity of day schools is deteriorating. But more worrying is that parents are being forced to pay for this chaotic and poor quality education. In the first 1 year under Kenya Kwanza, the cost of education has gone up by 225%, but the quality is not guaranteed. Fellow Kenyans, this has been a disastrous 1 year under Kenya Kwanza, and we have no good new or encouraging words to offer. There are strong indications things will get worse or remain the same. We, however, refuse to ask you to tighten your belts. You have done enough. The ball is squarely in the court of the regime. They either act or await the fate that has fallen other insensitive and incompetent regimes across the continent.
Interior CS Kithure Kindiki has said that the government has intensified the fight against banditry and livestock theft in the country. Speaking today in Isiolo, where he opened an anti-stock theft unit at Mulango, the CS reiterated that the days of armed criminals terrorizing people with impunity are long gone. At the same time, directing security officers to pursue criminals ruthlessly and use the firearms issued to them lawfully to protect the people of Kenya and their property.
Hao maafisa ambao wamekuja hapa hawajakuja hapa kufanya mzaha, na wako na instructions, wako na maagizo ambayo ni maagizo ya kutumia sheria ya Kenya na silaha ambayo imenunuliwa na kodi ya watu wa Kenya kuhakikisha kwamba mwananchi amelindwa ili asiumizwe ama uawe na wakora na wezi wa ng'ombe. Our officers are instructed to use the firearms that they are in possession of to protect the lives and property of the people of Kenya. And anybody who challenges our officers and tries to engage them with violence, we will strike that person before they strike our officers. Hatutakubali tena, kwa sababu hivi majuzi tumepoteza afisa wetu ambao wamepigwa na magaidi, wengine wamepigwa na wezi wa ng'ombe wakafariki dunia. Hatutakubali tena askari wa Kenya anavaa uniform ya taifa la Kenya, anavaa kirauni ya taifa ya Kenya. Hatutakubali mkora, jambazi gaidi amuwai na bunduki, na sisi wenyewe tutahakikisha hiyo bunduki ambazo tuko nazo na silaha ambazo tuko nazo tutazitumia kuangamiza jambazi kabla hajaangamiza askari wetu.
Away from that, and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has continued appealing to coffee producers in Colombia to strike a collaboration with Kenya that will see coffee trade in the country improve. Speaking today in Medellin City, Colombia, where he attended the 7th Coffee Producer and Roaster Forum, the Deputy President pitched for Kenya to host the 8th PRF in 2024. At the same time, the DP has also made a global appeal to coffee buyers, producers and roasters to visit the country and buy the produce directly.
We have just had a discussion this afternoon with the organizers of this forum, the Producers and Roasters Forum, with the possibility of Kenya hosting a forum in November 2024, where producers and roasters can come and meet face-to-face with the Kenyan farmers, visit their farms, sample the best, and be able to make an informed decision as to why you should come and get coffee from Kenya. Why we want to interest you to come to Kenya is that Kenya is also very advanced in terms of financial systems. Kenya is technologically compliant. It is very easy to come and do business in Kenya. Again, it is a very safe country in a region that is unstable. Again, I want to assure you that we have enough coffee. And once you come and place your orders, the quantities that you desire will be available. And we have embarked on serious coffee reforms to make sure that we create a very efficient system that the roasters who desire to purchase our coffee will have it with ease, without bureaucratic red tape, without too many regulations, without too many complications, to make it easy for anybody, anywhere in the world, to access Kenyan coffee.
Now, Kenya has today joined the rest of the world in marking this year's World Patient Safety Day amid calls to improve patient safety. Speaking during this year's celebrations, Public Health and Professional Standards Principal Secretary Mary Modoni underscored the government's commitment to prioritize patient involvement in policy, governance, safety strategies, and their own care. According to the statistics from WHO, around 1 in every 10 patients is harmed during healthcare, and over 3 million deaths are recorded annually due to unsafe care, with the situation worse in low to middle income countries, where as many as 4 in 11 people die from unsafe care.
The safety of patients is not just an individual concern, but also a public health issue. Preventing infections and errors in healthcare settings helps limit the spread of diseases, contributes to community well-being, and supports broader public health goals. Your presence today reflects the commitment to upholding the highest standards of healthcare and patient well-being. Statistics from WHO indicate that around 1 in every 10 patients is harmed during healthcare, and more than 3 million deaths occur annually due to unsafe care. The situation is worse in low to middle income countries, where as many as 4 in 100 people die from unsafe care. The unfortunate reality is that more than 50% of harm to patients, 1 in every 2 patients, is preventable. International organizations and initiatives such as World Health Organization's Global Patient Safety Challenge emphasized the importance of investing in patient safety to improve healthcare outcomes on a global scale.
Now, in a bid to boost the education facility at the institution, the Pan-African Christian University has today launched a state-of-the-art television studio and a technical vocational training TVET center. Speaking during the launch, Park University Vice-Chancellor Professor Margaret Mudui hailed the various projects in the institution that are currently done, saying that this is aimed at positioning the university. On his part, the University Chancellor Bishop Callisto Odede decried the harsh economic times being faced in the country, saying that most students are neglecting the value of education. Speaking during the same event, the Kenya Film Commission Chief Executive Officer Timothy Owase called on various stakeholders to support the creative industry and to encourage students to change their perspectives.
For us at Kenya Film Commission, it's our desire to see quality practitioners coming out of our learning institution. So whatever Park University has done today by launching the TVET Institute as well as the television studio will go a long way in championing high quality storytelling. So we echo the move by the university, and we also call on the university that we, at Kenya Film Commission, we are ready to partner with the university to build more capacity and follow through more industry placements as far as university students are concerned.
It's taken us time to do that. We were very fortunate to have internal people, the lecturers, who really know what needs to be done in setting up a studio. So they were the ones that really helped us. The students themselves, many of them are really good at broadcasting, doing broadcasting. So we needed to give them opportunity to do it. And you know what they do with it? They actually create their stories, they broadcast, and we listen to the broadcast on Tuesdays during chapel. They give us the broadcast during chapel, and so we evaluate them. You look at it in chapel and we say, oh, so-and-so has really spoken well, and on and on. So we become part of the feedback of the students as they practice. So that is what made us actually create a studio, a better studio than we had. We already have a radio studio. So that one, it is state of the art. We didn't need to improve much on that. But the television studio is what really was so small.
The world is headed more into a digital world, where we have a greater presence of people on the internet and the social media, and the fact that to prepare students you do need practicals, so that they are not just learning theories of how to be in a studio, and then later on, after they have finished their studies, that's when you take them for the first time to begin interacting with cameras and radio. So the on-the-spot learning, what some people have called apprenticeship, where you learn as you go along, you practice as you go along, is what actually inspired us, and what we began to see as a relevant area in terms of producing this studio. So the final goal is to produce a Christian-based media student who, at the very basic level of foundational level, not only do they do news and entertainment and other areas, but they have it as the basic, at the very base, is a Christian principle. So we do hope that will influence the morals of the society and of the country as people watch Christian-based media presenters giving their ideas out.
In a bid to foster growth and development at the country's leading Christian broadcasting station, Home Media has appointed seasoned radio presenter George Gishuru as the Hope FM news station manager. Gigi, as is fondly known, takes over from Grace Motiso, who has now been appointed as the Hope Media head of communication and marketing. At the same time, Kisinja Kiprotich has been appointed as the new head of commercial department. The changes will take effect immediately, are aimed at positioning the station in bettering the quality of programming and service delivery. The Energy and Regulatory Authority, EPRA, has launched the electric vehicle charging and battery swapping infrastructure guidelines, which which are positioned to improve the penetration and uptake of electric mobility in Kenya. Electric mobility is one of the focus areas in Kenya's National Climate Change Action Plan 2018-2022. Kenya's nationally determined contribution target is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 32% by 2030. The transport sector directly accounts for about 13% of the total emissions and is growing, hence the need to shift more sustainable, healthier and environmentally friendly modes of transport such as electric vehicles.
These markups will be applied to cars, to buses and to motorbikes, and this will ensure investors enjoy a profit margin in running these stations, whilst consumers are protected from potentially high rates that would be exploitative. Further, these guidelines aim to promote the quality of infrastructure set up for consumers and owners of charging points by requiring the workforce that will be installing, maintaining, and operating these chargers to have the appropriate licenses, certifications, and training. This is to ensure that the installation, operation, maintenance of the chargers are performed in a safe manner and ensure that they do promote public safety. We as a regulator are cognizant of accessibility to being another major challenge which we are facing in the adoption of the EVs. We have therefore indicated that at least one charging station shall be set up every grid of 3 kilometers by 3 kilometers. Additionally, one charging station shall be set up every 25 kilometers on both sides of our highways and our roads. For long-range EVs, such as long-range SUVs and trucks and buses, there should be at least one fast charging station with appropriate charging infrastructure every 100 kilometers.
The numbers in terms of really cost of running the economy, cost of doing business, coming way down below. I mean, we've been told the bus, instead of fueling it at 11,000, you can fuel it at what? 4,000. It is so significant. And that is not the fossil fuel which we are crumbling to send out our dollars. We'll not be sending out any dollar to buy this fuel. We did see the energy, the profile, 24-hour energy profile, and we have so much energy at night when we are asleep and a bit of industry is asleep, and the tariff is already out there. Even that 4,000 was an hybrid tariff between peak and off-peak. If you really, EPRA is really trying to box us to a corner to go to charging stations, but I can see this industry developing, and all of us, Basigo having their own charging stations and having fast chargers, the slower chargers, because of the concerns of how to maintain the battery for long life.
And to some sport in action now. Safaricom Chapa Dimba heads to Nyamira, Kisumu, Homa Bay and Migori this weekend for the Nyanza County Finals, following last weekend's events in Siaya and Kisii counties. The upcoming finals will feature 16 teams from the 4 counties, 8 boys and 8 girls, all competing fiercely to win their respective county titles. Each county winners will join Kisii and Siaya County qualifiers, Small Simba FC, Kisii Queens, and Victoria Sports Academy in the inter-county playoffs set for next week before proceeding to the regional finals, scheduled for later this month at Mamboleo Stadium in Kisumu. Now with that, we come to the end of our news tonight, but coming up next is a Friday Frenzy with Tiffany Wamboi and DJ Kevin. For the lovers of reggae music, I promise you, this one is one of the shows you don't want to miss. On the guest lineup, we have Cresta Farai, all the way from Kingston, Jamaica, as well as a very honored Farai, Evelyn Mutua, and Tune Them Band. As they say, it's gonna be hot red of fire. Thank you so much for watching Hope TV Newswatch. My name is Kennedy Kimani, and my co-presenter tonight on the Sun Language Interpretation has been Boniface Moridi.